Good morning and welcome to WWDC.
Let's talk about iOS. And the next release, iOS 16, offers new intelligence, sharing, and communication features that are going to enhance so much of what you do with your iPhone. The new lock screen remains undeniably iPhone, while also giving you new ways to make it more personal, beautiful, and helpful than ever. Now, if I just press and hold, I can personalize it further. I'll just tap Customize, and now I'm in the editor. I can simply swipe to try out different styles that I can audition different typefaces and choose from different colors. I can also make my lock screen more helpful by putting widgets right on the lock screen. So I'll add the temperature, my activity rings, and let's drag in the calendar widget. Notifications now roll in from the bottom of the lock screen as you receive them, and you can choose to hide them throughout the day. Live activities make it easier to stay on top of things that are happening in real time, right from your lock screen. This will make it really easy to follow that NBA game, track the progress of an Uber ride, see how you're doing on your workout, and more. Let's talk about what's in store for messages. Have you ever sent a message only to immediately realize you didn't quite say what you intended? Because now you can edit any message you just sent. Second, have you ever wished you'd never sent that message at all? Well, good news. Now you have Undo Send.
We're thrilled to announce Apple Pay Later. Apple Pay Later lets you split the cost of an Apple Pay purchase into 4 equal payments spread over 6 weeks with 0 interest and no fees of any kind. And Apple Pay Later is available everywhere Apple Pay is accepted, in apps and online.
CarPlay is the smarter, safer way to use your iPhone in the car. We've been working with automakers to reinvent the in-car experience across all of the driver's screens. In fact, this next generation of CarPlay powers your entire instrument cluster. It also includes widgets powered by your iPhone that fit your screens perfectly.
It all started with the launch of M1, which brought a whole new level of performance, capabilities, and battery life to the Mac. We're excited to start the next generation of Apple Silicon for the Mac. Introducing M2.
M2 starts the second generation of M-series chips and goes beyond the remarkable features of M1. M2 is built using an enhanced second-generation 5nm technology and features over 20 billion transistors. That's 25% more than M1. Starting with the memory controller, which delivers 100 GB per second of unified memory bandwidth, which is 50% more than M1. So for M2, we've enabled up to 24 GB of unified memory. M2 features our next-generation CPU with advancements in both the performance and efficiency cores. The performance cores are faster and feature a larger cache, and the efficiency cores have been significantly enhanced for even greater performance gains. When we look at the multi-core CPU performance of M2 compared to M1, it delivers 18% greater performance. M2 also features our next-generation GPU, which now has up to 10 cores. That's 2 more than M1. M2 delivers up to 25% higher graphics performance at the same power level as M1, and up to 35% higher performance at its max. So M2 also features our next-generation Secure Enclave and Neural Engine. The Neural Engine in M2 can process up to 15.8 trillion operations per second. That's over 40% more than M1. It also has our next-generation Media Engine, including a higher bandwidth video decoder that supports 8K H.264 and HEVC video. And M2 features our powerful ProRes video engine for hardware-accelerated encode and decode. So that's M2. It starts our next generation of M-series chips.
Let's talk about the first Mac to get the M2 chip. We're so excited to introduce an all-new MacBook Air completely redesigned around M2.
The wedge shape of the previous Air has evolved into a new design that's strikingly thin from every angle. The new Air is just 11.3 millimeters thin, or under ½ an inch, and it's only 2.7 pounds. MacBook Air now comes in 4 finishes: silver, space gray, a gorgeous starlight, and a stunning midnight. Yes, MagSafe is back for dedicated charging and peace of mind when you're plugged in. And it keeps the two Thunderbolt ports free for connecting to a variety of accessories. There's also an audio jack with support for high-impedance headphones. We expanded the display closer to the sides and up around the camera to make room for the menu bar. The result is a larger 13.6-inch display with much thinner borders. At 500 nits, it's also 25% brighter than before. So MacBook Air features a new 1080p camera with twice the resolution and twice the low-light performance of the previous Air. To fit inside such a thin design, the speakers and mics are completely integrated between the keyboard and display, all while delivering an even better audio experience. A 3-mic array captures clean audio using advanced beamforming algorithms. And there's a 4-speaker sound system that produces amazing stereo separation and vocal clarity. There's also support for immersive spatial audio for music and movies with Dolby Atmos. The Magic Keyboard features a full-height function row with Touch ID. And when it comes to performance, M2 takes it even further. So applying filters and effects in apps like Photoshop is up to 20% faster than before. And for intensive workloads like editing complex timelines in Final Cut Pro, performance is nearly 40% faster than the previous Air. The Air delivers the same great all-day battery life with up to 18 hours of video playback. There's also some new charging options, including a compact power adapter with 2 USB-C ports, so you can charge 2 devices at once. And for the first time, the Air supports fast charge with an available 67-watt adapter, so you can charge up to 50% in just 30 minutes. So that's the all-new, amazingly portable and powerful MacBook Air.
The all-new MacBook Air starts at $1199 and just $1099 for education. M2 is coming to another Mac, the 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's our most portable Pro notebook, and users love the performance it delivers in its compact design. Now with M2, you get even more capabilities in the same great form factor. Working with raw images in apps like Affinity Photo is nearly 40% faster than the previous generation. And playing graphics-intensive games like Baldur's Gate 3 is also nearly 40% faster than the previous 13-inch Pro. With an active cooling system, the MacBook Pro is designed to sustain its Pro performance. And thanks to M2, it also supports up to 24 gigabytes of unified memory. You can convert your video projects to ProRes nearly 3 times faster than before. MacBook Pro also delivers phenomenal battery life with up to 20 hours of video playback. So that's the powerful 13-inch MacBook Pro. The powerful 13-inch MacBook Pro starts at $1299 and $1199 for education. And they'll be available next month. And the MacBook Air with M1 stays in the lineup at $999 and just $899 for education.
This year, we focused on making the core things you do with macOS even better. macOS Ventura enriches so many of the ways we use our Macs. This year, we have a new way to automatically keep everything organized and give you quick access to your Windows. It's called Stage Manager. With Stage Manager, you can focus on the app you're using without the distractions. Automatically arranges all my windows for me off to the side and puts the app I'm currently working with front and center. For an app with multiple open windows, like Pages here, Stage Manager gathers all the windows together in a single pile. And today, we're extending handoff to FaceTime. You answer a FaceTime call on your iPhone while you're away from your desk. When you get home and bring your iPhone up close to your Mac automatically recognizes the call on your iPhone, and you can move it to your Mac seamlessly. And now, with Continuity Camera, you can use iPhone as your webcam. I don't even have to wake up my iPhone. This all works wirelessly, so there's nothing to plug in.
You know, one thing I love about Continuity Camera is Center Stage. I can move around and Center Stage will keep me in the frame. Now I want to show my favorite new feature, Desk View. You can see the work that's on my desk, and it keeps me in the picture. It looks like I have a dedicated overhead camera, but this is Desk View, creating both of these views from the one ultra-wide camera on my iPhone using some very powerful image processing.
And that's macOS Ventura. This year, in iPadOS 16, we have a big release that's going to take this versatility even further. We're also bringing weather to iPad taking full advantage of the stunning display with beautiful animations like these gently moving clouds, heavy snowfall, and driving rain. And we have another feature from Mac that will be great for creative pros on iPad, and that is reference color. And with iPadOS 16, we're introducing reference mode, which meets the color requirements in workflows like review and approve, color grading, and compositing, where accurate colors and consistent image quality are critical. We're adding a new display scaling setting, which allows you to increase the pixel density of the display so you can view more in your apps, which is particularly helpful when using split view. We're bringing Stage Manager, our latest windowing system that you just saw in macOS, to iPadOS. Stage Manager takes multitasking on iPad to a whole new level. With Stage Manager activated, I can now resize windows, exposing a powerful new way to work with apps on iPad. For the first time on iPad, I can work with overlapping windows, and it gets even better when I plug my iPad into an external display. When I do, I once again enter Stage Manager, now on an even bigger canvas. I can create groups of 3 and even 4 windows. Between my iPad and my external display, I can have up to 8 apps running on screen simultaneously. And that's iPadOS 16.
In WatchOS 9, we're bringing great new features to each of these 3 areas.
The first thing we're doing is adding 3 new running form metrics to track how efficiently you run. We use machine learning and sensor fusion, a combination of accelerometer and gyroscope, to isolate your torso movement and then measure how much vertical oscillation is produced. We use a similar approach to measure the 2 other running form metrics, stride length and ground contact time. And we're introducing heart rate zones, so you can quickly see what zone you're in and get a sense of your intensity level at any point during your workout.
In WatchOS 9, you'll be able to learn more about your sleep with sleep stages. You can see how much time you spent in each stage, as well as when you might have woken up.
There's so much more in WatchOS 9.
Thank you for joining us, and let's have a great WWDC.